So the story isn't so simple. It actually starts pre-independence India. Mangaram and Sons family, which was the family that brought biscuits to India during the Swadesh movement. My great grandfather, Mangaram Jivandas, he was actually approached by Mahatma Gandhi at the time. So that business ran for 72 years. And in 1991, about 5 days before I was born, the factory shut down.
Welcome to Jobaaj Stories, everyone, where we explore the stories of inspiring entrepreneurs. So today we have the pleasure of speaking with Anmol Mangharam, the founder of Baked in Bangalore, a 100% gluten-free bakery that is based in Bangalore itself. So her passion for baking and dedication to making food accessible to everyone with special dietary needs, I believe, derived her passion to start Baked in Bangalore. So we will be moving ahead with Anmol herself. So Anmol, please tell us the story behind the founding of Baked in Bangalore. What inspired you?
So the story isn't so simple. It actually starts pre-independence India. So my family is actually the JB Mangaram and Sons family, which was the family that brought biscuits to India during the Swadesh movement.
Okay.
So my great grandfather, Mangaram Jivandas, he was actually approached by Mahatma Gandhi at the time to start and cater to the growing biscuit need in India, and so he set up a small sweet shop, and from there it grew all around the country. And
Okay.
the families actually introduced the country to bourbon biscuits, cream wafers, even Parle G is actually originally the glucose biscuit was introduced by my great grandfather.
Okay. Okay.
So that business ran for 72 years. And in 1991, about 5 days before I was born, the factory shut down.
Okay.
Last factory shut down overnight. It was not like a decided thing that we will be shutting or something. It was just a dispute, and the factory shut down just overnight, and this business didn't exist anymore. So I don't know. I'm working currently out of my grandfather's house, who used to actually run the factory and do these things. And we are also born on the same day. So I knew, like, right from a very early age, that this was my destiny type thing. But I didn't discover my passion for baking until very late, in like 17 or 18 years old, when I was looking at college and doing these things and specializing. So I just mm, I decided to do some mass media course, and then after that realized this is not for me. So dropped out of college at 18 years old and went to Switzerland to study. Luckily, I had the opportunity to do something like this.
Okay.
So I went to Switzerland to study culinary arts, and then realized over there that the passion is more in the science and the art combination, which comes through baking.
Okay.
And then specialized in baking in Le Cordon Bleu, London, which is one of the best baking schools in the world.
Okay.
And post which I had to come back to India, but I never wanted to be here. To be very honest, my dream was always to live somewhere else and do these things. So I came back and then applied for 300 jobs. Managed to get one job in California. Uh,
Okay.
this was a 1 year internship in the mountains of California. So I don't know if you know this, but California is actually the allergy capital of the world. So most people in California have one allergy or another.
Okay.
And so there I actually learned about allergies, and I saw that most people have gluten allergies. And I also saw that I'm a baker. 95% of the things we were baking all contain gluten.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's where the interest sparked. And after working all around the world, working every single job in the restaurant industry, I came back to India at one point, and I was applying for my permanent residence to Australia and things like that, and COVID hit.
Okay.
So after working on this process for 6 years or something like that, COVID hit. And there was no border, no nothing. I can't go anywhere. So then at this point, my brother, who is also actually extremely, extremely gluten intolerant, he came to me and he's begging me. to make something for him. And he's also very highly critical. So I always kind of stay away from doing things for him. But I felt bad because there was one gluten-free loaf of bread you used to get in one store, which I don't want to name. But it's quite a well-known store, but that it felt like a brick and it kind of tasted like sawdust. So
Okay.
uh, I felt a little bit bad for him. He's like, I can't even get that right now. So please just make something. So then I started doing a lot of research and all these things. And I was just like, okay, fine. Whatever I think of, let me just try it. And luckily, because my mom is extremely healthy, we had every single ingredient that I need at home. So I just did a little trial run and made a pretty basic loaf of bread. It looked like a box a little bit,
Mm.
but I was like, okay, let him try to eat it. It's soft. It's not like what he's used to. So I kind of took it to my brother. I was very scared. So he cuts into it and it looks like bread and these things. And then he took a bite. And instead of telling me that I'm good for nothing, he actually told me this is the best loaf of gluten-free bread I've ever eaten in my life. And that's actually where the first almond and oat loaf was born. So
Okay.
uh, now we've moved from, there were 13 items on our menu when we started in July 2020,
Okay.
um, which were all just gluten-free. But then from there, like after feedback rounds, talking to customers, doing all this stuff,
Mhm.
then I realized that if somebody has a gluten allergy, they also have other allergies.
Yes.
Usually they have a weaker stomach. So
Hmm.
then started looking at gluten-free and dairy-free, gluten-free vegan, gluten-free eggless. So that's how we kind of created this concept that we make everyday food for specialized diets. It's not just gluten-free, but everything is gluten-free.
Okay.
That's basically the concept. And yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much amazing. Means from you have a very varied means a timeline of the whole journey stretched back. It's a good timeline, I must say.
I
So
recently did a pitch, so I'm pretty well.
oh, that's very wonderful. So I believe your brother was your first critique. Is it your is he doing means you might be regularly innovating new
Yeah, so
baking
he's
dishes
our
now?
the first person who gives us feedback is always my brother.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, the first person that it goes through is me because if I don't like it, I will not serve it.
Mm.
And
Okay.
if my brother says no, then there's got to be work to do on it, even if I think it's kind of perfect. Because my brother's a perfectionist, like my mom,
Mm.
and these two people will always find the 0.1% defect in whatever you're doing. So
Yes.
that really pushes us to create the best products. And if you see our reviews, if you see our products and things like that, it shows that there has been a lot of work gone into this. There's a lot of thought gone into
Mm.
every single product behind
Mm.
what ingredients are used, what this caters to, which specification, who can eat it. So that is like our menu is designed that it has something for everyone, but we don't actually customize.
Okay. So when it comes to marketing your product, basically, so how do you do it? Means it is basically through word of mouth only, or
Yes. As of
means
now,
yeah.
for the past 4 years almost, we have just been word of mouth. We have not done any real investment or anything in marketing. Maybe
Mm.
a small trial run for a month of maybe
Mm.
5,000 rupees at the most was the
Mm.
marketing expenditure. But other than that, it's literally our customers who were with us from day one, week one, are still with us today, ordering every week. So that really helps us. And people who have these restrictions, they talk to each other.
Mm. Yeah.
That kind of helps us. And once somebody finds us, they stick with us.
Okay.
That is the thing. We work mainly on a repeat.
Repeat customer
Yeah.
basis. Okay, nice. So means even in Bangalore, means right now as people of India are becoming more and more aware about their allergies, their syndromes to different foods and all. So there might be many bakeries and all coming up there as well. More and more competition might you might be having. So what sets you apart from them?
So, firstly, I don't look at it as competition. In
Okay.
such a niche market, I think if more players come in, it helps me only
Mm.
because we have a little bit of a head start. In that, we have done 4 years of research. We have 4 years worth of customers who are trusting us. They know that everything is gluten free. They know that if they are celiac patients, they will not have a reaction to our products. They know it's tested. But where the competition comes in is they help us educate the new customers. They are doing their own marketing to do this
Yeah.
and that. And so people will try theirs, but they'll also try us. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not, I feel more it's a collaboration effort right now to create the market and create the industry than a competition based thing. So I already do work with a few other people in this industry, not in Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
one in Bombay, one in Delhi, kind of whoever asks me for recommendations, I do send them to these people um, in that sense. But of course, there are other ways to collaborate, and we'll explore those in the future.
So, are there any classes as well that you're taking? Means apart
Not yet. We are actually working on something kind of,
okay.
we will be launching it very soon. A
Hmm.
completely new brand, after which then the classes will start
Okay.
based on that.
Okay. So while means you have a past history with bakery, means you means as your generation was there. So while starting your own, means you
Yes.
had your brother as a critic, but when you were starting it in Bangalore, means your first shop, means as a
Yes.
baker. So what were the challenges that you faced when being
So
the
we
time?
started right in the middle of COVID. So
Hmm.
the number one challenge was actually sourcing raw materials.
Yeah.
And when I started at home. So I was working out of my home kitchen.
Okay.
Number one, reason I could not work out of my home kitchen is that there are gluten containing products in that home kitchen.
Hmm.
So to avoid the cross contamination and things, we had to move our kitchen. So about 2 weeks into starting the business, I had to shut it.
Hmm.
And because the first thing that happened was my oven got overworked. It was a small home oven. It got overworked and it just conked. It stopped baking
Yeah.
things. So I had to invest in a like more industrial oven, which needed more space. And I got extremely lucky that my grandfather's house was vacant and it's a very large house. So we had the space to do what we need to do over here.
Okay.
And so that was a one big challenge. Secondly, it's like uh, setting up a kitchen from scratch. And we are completely bootstrapped, no funding, no
Hmm.
nothing.
Okay.
We don't, we are the thought process from the beginning is you have to be financially, environmentally, and like physically, energy wise sustainable
Yeah.
yourself and for your employees. So that kind of rubbed off. So this actually started with that one bread which I told you, but the first product we sold was a batch of cookies,
Okay.
which we turned around 30 rupees into 1300 rupees. And so then you start reinvesting into the business and that kind of thing. Um,
Okay.
so that's uh, after that, the challenges have just been staffing. But for the first 2 years, it was just me. It was not much of a challenge. Like we got very lucky in that there were actually people that needed our products.
Okay.
And they came on their own. So I didn't have to put money into that. I didn't have that kind of thing. It was just 17-hour days. You can do it. That's the biggest challenge. If you can put your mind to it, you can do it.
So it means there wasn't any creation of awareness when it came to gluten-free stuff.
Nothing like that. We've still till today not done anything like that.
Okay.
Um, we just put out a message to all our friends and family that saying, I'm launching today. This is our menu.
Mhm.
Please place your orders in advance.
Okay.
And from there, they sent it to every single person they knew with a food allergy.
Uh,
And that's the first group of customers that we got.
so because specifically speaking about the tier two cities, they're right now unaware about what is gluten means, how
Yes.
what these allergies all about. So means having a bakery that is means selling gluten-free stuff here, specifically in tier two cities like Agra, like we are based in Agra right now. So so like means we need means in the starting forefront we need much of means awareness to create awareness about these. So many of us are we don't know whether we are having that particular allergy as well or not. So yeah. So
Definitely, that is a barrier to growth in this market, I would say, because you're completely right. So from statistics, around 10 to 15% of Indians are actually gluten intolerant. which
Okay.
is a huge number of people. So if you take it as that big a market and understand that people still don't know about their allergy, people are still discovering. So we are not actually investing in the process of educating the customer. We don't at this stage feel that that is an investment that we can undertake. Um, but we do like target the source of when they find out about their allergy. So
Mm.
I'm in touch with labs and things like that, so that when they do an allergy test, if they get gluten tested
Okay.
and they are gluten intolerant, they immediately get a recommendation that you can get what you need at this place. And so that's the only form of kind of targeting we are doing, I would say, because we have some contacts in that industry. That's it.
Okay.
But
So means
education
any
is
kind of symptoms that you know means if a person is gluten intolerant, so if he or she might face any kind of symptoms.
this actually varies from person to person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there are also degrees of gluten intolerance, right? Starting with the most aggressive form of gluten intolerance, which is celiac disease. You cannot eat even one dot of flour because it aggravates your basically celiac disease is an autoimmune disorder, and
Okay.
the symptoms are all aggravated by gluten. The only way to manage this is to 100% cut gluten out of your diet.
Okay.
So that is the main one, and then you go down. Some people get loss of energy, headache, stomachache, upset tummy, or constipation. It depends on the person. Then some people just kind of feel little, they go to the toilet and
Yeah.
it's done. But it all depends on you. Sometimes mood swings happen. It
Ah,
depends from person to person and obviously what their blood makeup is.
yeah, yeah, okay. So, Anmol, you right now you said means starting 2 years, you were means presently working alone. So
Yes.
right now you're means how many team members are there in?
Right now we are four of us. Uh,
Okay,
kind of two in the kitchen, one me, and one girl on social media.
okay.
I'm looking for a co-founder.
Mm,
We see if we can find someone suitable. I have been looking for a while, but unable to find someone to fit this role.
okay.
And we're slowly growing the core team uh,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I would like to say more, but since that new brand is not launched yet, uh, not
That's
able
very
to.
understandable, obviously. So let's change means you means while going through your LinkedIn and all, I got to know that you have been incubated as well.
Yes,
We
that's true.
incubated by NSRCL IMB. So in means I am Bangalore specifically. So how means how has this program supported your journey of Baked in Bangalore?
Oh, it makes you kind of think of your business in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 2 years ago when I started, like I said, 2 years I worked alone. The only reason that I brought the first employee on was because of this course, because they kind of explained to us that you cannot grow if you're doing this all by yourself. You might think you're doing well, but there's no growth. So from a one-man business to four
Mm-hmm.
person team, even though it seems like a small jump, it is quite a uh,
Means
in
it's a
a
hectic job.
difference in the thought process, I would say. But yeah, it really helps. It makes you think of how to scale. It starts making you question every part of your business. It actually pushes you to do things and keep to certain timelines, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that I didn't do before, at least. So I never knew what KPIs were and things like that. So for anyone that doesn't know business, because I am from a business family, but my education is cooking. So
Yeah.
that business knowledge is not so strong, but these guys actually put the words. We know what EBITDA is. We know what uh,
Yeah.
gross profit, net profit, how to cost your products, how
Yeah.
to scale your business, how what you need to look at, and the mentorship, which is the best part of this course. They really go out of their way to help you understand your business and tell you how to grow it and what
Mm.
you need to be focusing on at that stage in your business, which is really a very helpful thing.
Hmm. So some guidelines or for the aspiring entrepreneurs, like how to start the process for the same.
The process starts with an idea,
Mm-hmm.
a problem that you want to fix. And from there, I mean, there are obviously different ways you can arrive at this idea. You can figure out the problem and then try to fix it, or you can have an idea to fix a problem
Mm-hmm.
that is existent. For example, like I, something simple like Zoho.
Okay.
A lot of people use it, but nobody apart from Tally really incorporated all these ecosystems into one place. But just start with an idea, start with trying what you do, just jump into it, get customer feedback before you give yourself that importance that you
Mm.
know everything. Understand what the market wants before dedicating your entire life to doing something that may or may not sell. So basically, understand your customer and uh, believe in your idea for sure.
Yeah. So any memorable event that happened with you, means it can be a customer client feedback at anything.
Oh, many, many, many. So right in the start, we had a old man as a customer, and he is gluten intolerant. He used to go to the US every 6 months and come back with 2 suitcases full of bread
Oh, okay.
because he could not eat
Yeah.
gluten. And he messaged me right in the start, like the first or second week that we had launched the brand. He messaged me saying, uh, "Thank you, you just saved me 2 suitcases from the US." So that kind of motivates you. Yesterday, also, one of the ladies said that her husband and son, who are both celiacs, they've been like craving sweets, they've been craving bread, they've not been able to get it. And she said after they tried it, they've eaten crumbs. There were fights in the family. So that kind of feedback, it really motivates you to keep going, to keep serving that customer, no matter what is going on behind the scenes. Yeah.
You will receive lots of favorable comments and feedbacks. I believe that is motivating you and pushing you forward. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Especially because we're in a niche market. So
Mm.
that money is one of those things that usually motivates people, but for us, it
Yeah.
doesn't work that way because we have to have patience.
Yeah.
We make sure that our products are up to the mark when the market is ready for our products. That's it. So right now, the what motivates us is 100% our customers.
Yeah. So what about the safety? How do you ensure that the safety of the products, means everything is fine, the quality is maintained?
So in our kitchen, firstly, there are very strict, you are not allowed to take anything that contains gluten into this kitchen.
Okay.
So it's a 100% gluten-free kitchen. Every single ingredient in there is gluten-free, tested and sourced as a gluten-free ingredient. After which, every one of our products is tested also and um, certified gluten-free. Secondly, as soon as we get a new employee, they're trained that this is cross-contamination. Usually what we do is we're hiring uh, house helps kids or younger people that we want to
Mm.
grow with the company. So they usually come with a basic understanding of English and reading, writing. That's it. So then they get a full understanding of food safety in terms of cross contamination, in terms of cross contact, how to keep it safe, what is an allergy. Those kind of things are told to them before they enter the kitchen.
Okay.
So then once they enter the kitchen, you kind of show them more practically that, you know, if you've used nuts in this machine, you
Mm.
cannot use it again if
Mhm.
somebody has a nut allergy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's small, small baby steps, but it takes a lot of overseeing at this stage, but soon it will be kind of
Yeah,
on.
yeah, great. Because at the end, it's the same. Because when you're dealing with a dietary specialist, means people, you need to ensure that the safety is maintained. Yeah.
Definitely.
So, looking ahead, what are your goals? Means, what is the future you
As I
think?
told you, we're going to be launching a new brand.
Yeah.
So we are looking, that is going to be an on-the-shelf
Mm-hmm.
brand that more people will have access to, more people can interact with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we are also looking let's see, but hoping to be able to set up a few cloud kitchens within the next 12 months in different cities.
Okay.
So as of now, we only service Bangalore because of the shelf life of our
Yeah.
products. So we're just looking to find a way to move into different cities because there is demand in those areas, and to improve our logistics also. That
Okay. So just a question, Darren. Means what is the shelf life of your products basically means? How much?
so they're all fresh baked to order. We work on zero waste and we don't use any preservatives in our products. We are also plastic free establishments, so that kind of adds to our challenges with the shelf life. So the room temperature shelf life is 3 days, 2 to 3 days. In this kind of heat, 2 days.
Okay.
A week in the fridge and up to 6 weeks in the freezer.
Hmm.
So we have these things, but then to transport it across India and things like that, you're not going to get a freezer.
Yeah.
So that's what some of the challenges we've been working with, and collaborating again with some food technologists and things to um, make this process a little easier for us to expand.
Any thoughts of coming into tier two cities with your products?
So I do have the intention of reaching as many people as possible
Yeah.
who have a need for the product, who have a genuine need for the product, because that is our main customer base. Someone who's looking at it from a health perspective is not going to keep coming back for the rest of their lives, but someone who has an allergy is.
Okay.
So our main goal is to target people who actually require the product and not who just want the product. Now, tier two cities, the strategy is going to be a little different. My attempt is going to be to have a cloud kitchen in a big city where we can cater to other cities overnight.
Okay.
So as of now, we're doing that with between Bangalore, we're sending to Chennai, Bombay, Pune, Goa, and a few small places where we can send it to.
Okay.
And even Delhi, actually, we can send it to. But these are very limited places which we can do overnight delivery.
Hmm.
So we're just trying to do it in such a way that maybe if we have a cloud kitchen in Delhi, we can service the entire north overnight.
Hmm.
That is the idea behind it. So let's see. Hopefully, we will be in Agra.
Yeah, we would like to have you in Agra especially. Yeah.
Please let me know if you're traveling to Bangalore anytime. I'd be happy to send you some
Yeah,
products.
yeah, surely, surely. We everyone is open for some free sweets, right?
Of course, anytime. Free food.
Yeah. So I believe we will be ending our this session. With this, I'll ask you. I wanted to ask you a last question. I mean, what is a word or a sentence that resonate with you and your brand?
Word or a sentence? um, I would say purpose driven,
Okay.
because this is not a brand just to create a brand. This is
Mm-hmm.
a brand because it's always been my thing that I want to feed people. I want to make people happy through food. And you will never see someone happier than a gluten intolerant person who can eat a cookie or a cinnamon roll. So that is our thing. It's we just aim to make our customers happy. That's it. So our purpose is that.
Okay, great. So we would be signing off this podcast.
Thank you so much, Charu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anmol, for sharing your views with us. So
Anytime.
yeah, so we will be signing off with a message of being purpose driven towards every customer. Then,
Done. Thank you
uh,
so much, Charu. Thank you for your time and thank you for
yeah,
interviewing me.
yeah. Thank you, Anmol.
Have a
Okay,
great day. Bye.
bye bye.